Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope that you're doing well and that you're having a great week and a great start to school for most of us. I know people in my area just went back this week. I teach in an independent school, so I've been back a little bit longer than my public school companions. So we are going to talk all things name games. It is super important, of course, that we learn our students' names. I had to say one little boy's name today, I think 5 or 6 times because he was so soft-spoken and I was really having a hard time understanding how he was pronouncing it. But it's so important that we learn those children's names and how to speak them correctly. So let's talk all things. The first thing that I do is with my littles, we do like kindergarten and first grade or so, we do something called ickety tickety. And this is something you probably have heard as hickety pickety. There's lots of different variations of it. The way that I first do it is I just teach the kids to find the beat somewhere on their bodies. And usually we do it up here, or we do it on our legs, or we step it or march it, however you choose to do it. I'm going to pat it first. Ickety tickety bumblebee, can you say your name for me? And then I'll say, I like keeping it there. Can somebody think of somewhere else for us to keep that beat? And somebody will probably start clapping. I'll say, very quiet, clap. Ickety tickety bumblebee, can you say your name for me? Oh, and I see somebody else wants to try it on their head. Ickety tickety bumblebee, can you say your name for me? I wonder what else we could do. Oh, we could stand up. Sure, what could we do? Oh, we could tap our foot. Okay, ickety tickety bumblebee, can you say your name for me? So we go through all the different iterations of how to keep that steady beat while we're learning to say the poem. And then I'll invite the students to say it with me. And then if it's my kindergartners, we're going to keep it right there. We're just going to keep it a steady beat. If it's my first graders, I'm probably going to add some kind of pattern and ask them to remember what that was from kindergarten that we learned. And I'm not going to say the word pattern yet, but I'm going to ask them when you do something that's the same and something that's different, what do they remember that from in kindergarten? So we're going to do a little pat, pat, clap, clap, just like that. Ickety tickety bumblebee, can you say your name for me? And then I'm going to have them go around and they're each going to say their name, just very low key. And then I'm going to say, oh, I like that pattern that we kept. Can you think of another pattern that we could do? And we'll come up with lots of different ways of keeping that pattern. And this time I'll say, this time you get to do something funny when you say your name. Like you could move your hands like this. 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 You could move your hands like this, whatever you want to do. And whatever you do, we do the same thing with you after you do it. So the kids will say their names, John, and everybody else will go, John. Whatever they do, we do. And however they say it, we say it. So we go around and do that one more time. That's very simple, very basic, very first day kind of material with my littles. With second and third grade, I'll do something called up the ladder. Up the ladder, down the ladder, one by one. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, one by one. Now, I also like to use a drum to kind of keep that steady beat going, or like to play some little pattern on the drum, which makes it a whole lot more fun. And I'm looking around, oh, I do have a drum here at home. Let's get that drum out. So I'm going to use this drum right here, and we're going to keep a little beat pattern that goes along with that. So I could play this kind of pattern. Or I could play this. It really doesn't matter as long as we have some kind of beat to help that keep moving along in some kind of rhythm. Up the ladder, down the ladder, one by one. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, one by one. Up the ladder, down the ladder, 2 by 2. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, 2 by 2. Up the ladder, down the ladder, 3 by 3. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, 3 by 3. Up the ladder, down the ladder, 4 by 4. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, 4 by 4. So I'm going to do that first with my students, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, what did you notice? And they'll say, I noticed that the number changed every time. Yes, what happened to the number? Oh, the number goes up every time. Yes. And so then the first person, I will say, my name's Miss Fitzner. Can you say it like I did? My name's Miss Fitzner. I was one person. And then we do the song again, and I'll turn to the next person next to me and I'll say, can you say, my name is, and then whatever your name is. My name is Jeremy. His name is Jeremy. Or more often than not, these days we say their name and just call everybody there. So my name is Jeremy. Their name is Jeremy. And then we do the same thing, and the next person would say, my name is Josephine. Their name is Josephine. So then we did 2. What's our next number going to be? We're going to have these 3 people have their turn. And we go through the game just like that, very simply. Then I will get out half rhythm sticks and half drums. When I say half, that means half the number of students that I have in class. So if I have 24, I'm going to get out 12 sets of rhythm sticks and 12 sets of drums. Because then what's going to happen is the fun is going to ensue. And we are going to have half the class have rhythm sticks and half the class is going to have drums. We're going to stand in a circle, and this time they have to use their instrument to make some kind of sound that goes with their name. And then everybody has to imitate, whether they have drums or rhythm sticks, it doesn't matter. Everybody plays. The other thing that I like to do is with my drum is I'm going to keep a very simple pattern that looks like this. It's going to go drum, drum, and then I'm going to clap hand, hand. So I would like everybody to help me keep that pattern. But when I play the drum, only the drums are going to play. When I play my hand, only the rhythm sticks are going to play. So it's going to sound like drum, drum, stick, stick, drum, drum, stick, stick. Up the ladder, down the ladder, one by one. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, one by one. My name is Mrs. Fitzner. Her name's Mrs. Fitzner. Up the ladder, down the ladder, 2 by 2. The ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, 2 by 2. And then the person next to me, Jeremy, might say, my name is Jeremy. And everybody, whether they have sticks or drums, has to play, their name is Jeremy. And so that is super fun, and the kids love getting to use an instrument even on the first day that we have class. And it's also a great assessment opportunity for me to see how well that class can handle my directions of let's stand up and everybody wearing this color shirt walk to get rhythm sticks, and everybody wearing this color shirt or this color shirt walk to get blah blah blah, and so on. However you decide to hand out instruments is totally up to you. Then I will do a song called Jump In, Jump Out with my older students. So 3rd grade and up, 4th grade and up, whatever you see fit that works great for you. Jump In, Jump Out is a super fun one, and it goes like this. You're standing in a circle with everyone else, and you say jump in, jump out, turn yourself around. I said jump in, jump out. Introduce yourself. And again, I use a drum because it helps with the continuity and makes it feel like a little bit richer musical experience when we have a drum helping us to keep that sound going. So that way it would sound like this. Jump in, jump out, turn yourself around. I said jump in, jump out, introduce yourself. My name is so-and-so, yeah, and I like such and such, yeah, and I like such and such, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so here's how that's going to work. Students have to think of 2 things that they like or that describe themselves. I like soccer. I like cheesecake. I like skydiving. I like wrestling. I like swimming. I like traveling. What else? Whatever it could be. Doesn't matter. So they have to say their name, and then they have to say their 2 things. So once we've done this and we've practiced it with everybody doing theirs all at the same time, which is chaotic, then one person at a time will start to do the activity. So when I teach this, I teach that first is just having them jump in, jump out, and then turn yourselves around. I tell them they can't just turn in a normal circle because that's really boring. So we're going to make this a little bit more exciting, and I want you to have a little attitude when you do that turn. So who can show us what an attitude looks like with a little sass, a little fun, or a little play? And then I'll have one person do it and demonstrate it to everybody. And then everybody will practice doing that part. All right, so it goes like this. Jump in, jump out, turn yourself around. I said jump in, jump out, introduce yourself. My name is Aimee, yeah, and I like lobster, yeah, and I like sewing, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Hey, hey, jump in, jump out, turn yourself around. I said jump in, jump out, introduce yourself. My name is John, yeah, and I like such and such, yeah, and I like such and such, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Hey, hey. And we just keep going all the way around the circle. So that is another fun one my kids love to do, and it's super, super fun. We've also done that where I've handed out instruments to them, and then we create a pattern or an ostinato to keep when we do jump in, jump out, something that can be held in their hands because they are jumping and they're turning around. And then they have to come up with some way to show their names and what they like with their instruments, and everybody has to also follow them. So super fun, great, playful game. All right, so let's go to the second day that I've had some students, and I have some classes where I have quite a few new students who I wanted to have another kind of name game that was just something that was very playful and silly after we'd done something else, and it was a quick 5-minute activity. So Mrs. Macaroni to the rescue. So the way Mrs. Macaroni works is a song, and you're going to need a stick horse or some coconuts to pretend like it's a horse, or even rhythm sticks would work for that person. So if you have a stick horse, they're going to be just riding that stick horse around, and it goes like this. Here comes Mrs. Macaroni riding on her little pony in the land of glory, glory. This is, and whoever the name of the person is, this is Alexander's birthday. And then everybody claps, claps, claps that beat for A for Alexander, A for Alexander, A for Alexander, this is. And they choose a new person to give the stick horse to. This is Xavier's birthday. Here comes a Mr. Macaroni riding on his little pony in the land of glory, glory. This is Xavier's birthday. X for Xavier, X for Xavier, X for Xavier, this is, and they choose a new person, so-and-so's birthday. Okay, so one thing I love about this, I tell them that if your horse goes very slow, then I have to slow down the tempo of my song. If your horse goes really fast, then I have to go this fast, if you're going this fast. Here comes Mrs. Macaroni riding on her little pony in the land of glory, glory. This is Xavier's birthday. X for Xavier, X for Xavier, X for Xavier. This is, and they choose a new person, so-and-so's birthday. My kids love that, and they love getting to be playful. First and second graders can handle that. I don't really do it with anybody older than that. It kind of loses its special, fun playfulness when you get into the older ages. So anyway, I hope that helps with some fun things that you can do with your students for name games and all of those fun activities that we do. If you have another favorite, drop it below. I'd love to hear what your favorite ones are to do with your students for the beginning of year and for this time. All right, friends, I'll see you next week. Bye.